Here are the learning objectives which we are going to cover in this course. We will begin with an introduction about the course. Then we will move on to an introductory module on AWS itself and the various services offered by AWS ecosystem. This introductory module will help you understand cloud computing, its uses, who is using cloud computing, and how it will help you to run your infrastructure. In the next module, we will get an overview of AWS CLI with the understanding of different ways to install AWS CLI depending upon your operating system. Next, we will demonstrate how to set up and configure AWS CLI. Then we will get down and dirty and use AWS CLI to manage a whole bunch of AWS services. We will first start with the most important AWS service, which is AWS EC2. So in this module, we will learn how to manage and deploy AWS EC2 instances. Then we will move on and learn to create, delete, and configure AWS S3 buckets. Next, we will get a detailed look at the CLI tools for AWS IAM. IAM stands for Identity and Access Management. Here we will see how to create and manage IAM users and groups. Next, we will get familiar with how we can use AWS CLI to automate and deploy ELB or Elastic Load Balancer instances. Then we will look at AWS CLI to manage SNS and SQS services. SNS stands for Simple Notification Service and SQS stands for Simple Queue Service. We will talk about the components of these services and how we can manage them using AWS CLI. Then we will move on to ECS and we will discuss about EC2 container service and its components with cluster and task definitions and how we can use these containers via AWS CLI. In the next module, we will learn how to send, receive, and configure emails using AWS SES. SES stands for Simple Email Service. And last but not least, we will talk about integrating AWS CLI with shell scripting, where we will understand how to use shell scripting to do multiple tasks with AWS CLI with a single command script. We will be deploying, managing, configuring, and controlling all these AWS resources with the help of AWS CLI commands. In the light of the course overview, what can you actually expect to take away from this course? Well, by the end of this course, you will be equipped with enough information about what is Amazon Web Services Command Line Interface is all about, how to install and configure AWS CLI, how to create, manage, configure, and control various AWS services and resources like EC2, S3, IAM, ELB, SQS, SNS, ECS, SES, and so on. And of course, this course will be a right step towards improving your work, project, and career prospects as a cloud engineer. Looks exciting, isn't it? So let's get started.